This is a hard video to make. Okay, so I'm realizing that I cannot save my son. I've tried to buy time. I've tried almost everything I can think of to save him. So let me rewind it back to when he was 17. He always acted a little different, and we kind of thought he might be like on the spectrum. We did all these rounds of tests. They said he's fine. We never really agreed that he was fine, but it was like, whatever. Then he started to experiment with drugs, dip and dabble. We sent him to different rehabs. We tried tough love. We tried just letting him be in the house. We tried a million things. We've saved him from overdosing on fentanyl like 5 or 6 times in San Francisco in various areas. So we've tried a lot of things. And then we moved out here. At first he didn't want to come. He stayed with my mom. Then he fucked that up. Then he moved out here, was clean. Then he'd relapse. We'd have to pick him up from the shelters. And I'd ask him, I'm like, well, did you have a bed? Did you get your meals? Because he always looked so skinny and emaciated and like dried out. And he's like, no, I never went inside. And I was like, so you don't know how to access the services? And, you know, when I was young and formerly homeless in San Francisco as a teen, because I was wilding out, the shelter system saved my life. I was able to get 2 free meals a day, a shower, a warm bed, blankets, a little locker. You know what I'm saying? If you want to lead that lifestyle, you need to know how to access and plug yourself into the plethora of services that are available, especially in San Francisco, and they're available here too in the Central California. So anyways, he was at our house clean for like 6 months. And then one day he's like, Mama, give me some money. And I was like, no, I'm not going to give you money. If you get a job, I'll match what you make, help you get a car, but I'm just not just going to give you money so you can go relapse. And he looked at me, he was getting ready to go. I said, don't leave. It's 106 degrees. Don't leave. Do you want me to get you a Jamba Juice? I was trying to like placate him. He was like, no, and he left. So that night I got a call from the emergency room. They found my son. He was down. Basically, he had walked like 6 miles in the 106-degree weather. He had a heat stroke. He was down on his legs in a very awkward and uncomfortable way to where it blocked the blood flow to his legs. So the hospital had to amputate his legs from the knees down. So this is a 1.5 years ago. So since then, he's been sober. We've been doing physical therapy, buying prosthetics, blah, blah, blah. But the past like 3 or 4 months, he's been trying to go get high. And I'm like, that's not the answer. Every time you relapse, your bottom gets lower and lower. It gets worse and worse. We finally stopped him, like stood in front of the door. I tried so many things. I've taken him on vacations to distract him, take him out to eat to distract him, take him to movies to distract him. I mean, mind you, I hate cartoons. I'll sit there and watch a Sonic movie just to placate him. I try all these things, but ultimately, it's out of my control. Ultimately, he's going to do what he wants to do. It's been 7 years, and I think of the parable of the lost sheep, how the shepherd or the herder, he'll leave all 99 sheep to go search for the one sheep because all sheep are important. He'll jeopardize the safety of his 99 to go search for that one. And that's how I feel, and that's what I've been doing for the past 8 years, but I don't have the energy and I can't control him. So he left in his wheelchair, and he was supposed to get his nice prosthetics on Thursday, and he self-sabotaged. And before I would run and look for him, run and look for him, run and look for him. His phone's off. It's kind of like, it is what it is. I can't stop him. I can't. And this is a cautionary tale. If you know or you have a loved one who suffers with addiction, maybe you can share this story, but there's not much else I can do. And I'm guilt-ridden. I'm sad. But I need to save the kids that I can save and focus on all my good mothering on them. You know what I'm saying? I wake up with only so certain amount of energy and brain cells for the day. I need to use them and use those towards a good, I need to use whatever energy I have for the day, for my kids, for my day job, for my home, for my bills, for my multitasking, for my school. I need to save all my energy for that. I cannot save him. As much as I want to try, I've tried over and over and over and over again. And ultimately, it's up to him. The light bulb needs to switch on in his head. And I feel bad, like I should be driving around, running, searching for him. I've done that so many times. And what happens when I go do that and I pick him up and I drag him back? Tomorrow, he's just going to go back out. You know what I'm saying? So what I did do the other day, he wanted me to take him to, that spot. I said, no, but I'll take you to the shelter system so you can be plugged in. So you'll have your client file so that when you call and say, I need a bed, they'll have a bed for you. So, I did do that a few weeks ago because he was just trying to take the bus there to the shelter to, go hang around other people that are just like him. But I was like, no, you need to be able to access the services if you ever go to the shelter. You can't just hang out front. So now he's in the system. We downloaded his birth certificate, his social security card, his ID and all that. So they have that in the system. So he has a client file, which is good for 3 years. But I just don't know what else I can do. You know what I'm saying? I just really don't. And it's very sad, but I have to move on, and I have to live my life, and I can't let it affect me. It used to affect me so badly. I used to cry every night, you know, but I think I'm finally at peace because I can honestly say I've done everything I could to stop him and to help him and to lead by example and to mentor him. And I give all my resources to him, and I've tried my best, you know.